You're welcome to solve this nice exponential equation, which is x to the power 6. This is equal to 4 to the power 6. So, what are the values of x? Solution from here, we have that x to the power 6, this is equal to 4 to the power 6. The first thing is to take 4 to the power 6 on the left-hand side, so that here we have x to the power 6, subtract 4 to the power 6, this is equal to 0. We can express x to the power 6 as x to the power 3 raised to the power 2, subtract 4 to the power 6, which is the same thing as 4 to the power 3 raised to the power 2, and this is equal to 0. Now, this equation is in the form of a squared minus b squared, which is the difference of two squares, which you can express as a plus b, a minus b. So from this equation, a is equal to x to the power 3, and b is equal to 4 to the power 3. Therefore, a plus b, this is the same thing as x to the power 3 plus 4 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. Let's call this equation 1. We have a minus b. This is the same thing as x to the power 3. Subtract 4 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. Let's call this equation 2. So the next step here, let's start with case 1. Case 1 is equation 1, which is x to the power 3 plus 4 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. So this is the sum of two cubes. Which is in the form of a to the power 3 plus b to the power 3, which we can express as a plus b, a squared minus a times b plus b squared. So applying this identity, then here we have x plus 4, x squared, subtract 4x plus 4 squared, which is 16. This is equal to 0. So we have two parts here. The first part is x plus 4. This is equal to 0. The second part is a quadratic equation, which is x squared minus 4x plus 16. This is equal to 0. So here we have the first value of x, that is x1, equal to minus 4. This is a real solution here. And we have the second part here is a quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. This is equal to 0. So this implies that the value of a is equal to 1, the value of b is equal to minus 4, and the value of c is equal to 16. So to solve for x2, x3, we apply the quadratic formula, that's minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all this divided by 2 times a. So let's substitute the values of a, b, and c as follows. So substituting the values of a, b, and c, here we have minus 4 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is minus 4 squared, subtract 4 times 1 times c, which is 16, all this divided by 2 times 1. So here we'll have minus 4, this is 4, plus or minus. Now we have the square root of minus 4 squared, this is 16, subtract 16 times 4, this is equal to 64, divided by 2. So here we have 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 64. This is minus 48 divided by 2. So this means that we have 4 plus or minus. We can express the square root of minus 48 as 16 times 3 times minus 1 divided by 2. So here we have 4 plus or minus the square root of 16, this is 4. The square root of minus 1, this is I. then square root of 3 divided by 2. So we can factor out 2 here. So we have 2 into the parentheses. We have 2 plus or minus 2i square root of 3 divided by 2. So let's simplify here so that x2 comma x3 is equal to 2 plus or minus 2i square root of 3. So this implies that x2 is equal to 2 plus 2i square root of 3. So this is the value of x2, and we have x3 is equal to 2 minus 2i square root of 3. So these are two complex solutions that we have. These are the two complex solutions for case 1. So let's proceed to case 2. Let's proceed to case 2. Case 2, we have x to the power 3, subtract 4 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. Now this is in the form of a to the power 3 minus b to the power 3. That is the difference of two cubes, which you can express as a minus b, a squared plus a times b plus b squared. So this implies here we have x minus 4. Here we'll have x to the power 2 plus 4x, then plus 4 squared, which is 16. This is equal to 0. So we have two parts here. X minus 4, this is equal to 0. The second part is the quadratic equation, which is x squared plus 4x plus 16. This is equal to 0. So this implies that x4 is equal to 4. x4 is equal to 4. Now we have a quadratic equation on the second part here, which is in the form of x squared plus bx plus c. This is equal to 0. So this implies that a is equal to 1, b is equal to 4, and c is equal to 16. So this implies that x5 comma x6, we can solve this by applying the quadratic formula, that minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times a divided by 2 times a. So let's apply this. Let's substitute the values of a, b, and c. So substituting the values of a, b, and c, here we'll have minus 4 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 4 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 16. All this divided by 2 times 1. So this is the same thing as minus 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared, this is 16, minus 16 times 4, this is 64, divided by 2. So here we have minus 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 64, this is negative 48, divided by 2. So this means this is negative 4 plus or minus, we can express the square root of minus 48 as 16 times 3 times minus 1. All this divided by 2. So this implies here we have minus 4 plus or minus the square root of 16, this is 4, square root of minus 1, this is I, then square root of 3 divided by 2. So here we can factor out 2, so that now here we'll have minus 2 plus or minus 2i square root of 3 divided by 2. So we simplify 2 and this 2, so that now here we have minus 2 plus or minus 2i square root of 3. So this implies that x5 is equal to minus 2 plus 2i square root of 3, and x6 is equal to minus 2 subtract 2i square root of 3. Now these are two complex solutions under case 2. These are two complex solutions in case 2. So this implies that we have 6 solutions. We have 6 solutions to this exponential problem, given that x1 is equal to minus 4. We have x2, x3. This is equal to x2, x3. This is equal to 2 plus or minus 2i square root of x2, x3. This is 2 plus or minus 2i square root of 3. And we have that x4 is equal to 4. x5, x6. This is equal to minus 2 plus or minus 2i square root of 3. So essentially, we have 6 solutions. We have 2 real solutions, that is negative 4 and 4, and 4 complex solutions. 4 complex solutions to this problem. So thank you for watching. Kindly follow the steps, like this video, and subscribe.